For eons, we have operated under the assumption that the ground beneath our feet is the ultimate anchor, a solid, unchanging foundation in an otherwise chaotic universe. We look to the stars for movement and the moon for the tides, but we rarely consider the colossal, fire-driven engines spinning 5,000 kilometers directly below our surface. We take for granted that the internal gears of our world will always turn with a predictable, rhythmic precision. But as we move through 2026, the global scientific community has just confirmed a reality that sounds like the plot of a high-stakes thriller. The Earth's inner core has shifted its rhythm. We are not just talking about a minor wobble or a subtle vibration. We are witnessing a fundamental change in the planet's internal clockwork. This isn't a theory for the distant future. It is happening right now. And it is the reason why 2026 is becoming the year that changes our understanding of the world forever.
To grasp the magnitude of this stunner, we have to look at the massive iron heart of our planet. This solid sphere, nearly the size of Mars and hotter than the surface of the Sun, is suspended within a sea of liquid metal in the outer core. Because it is surrounded by fluid, it is free to rotate at a different speed than the crust and the mantle we live on. For decades, researchers have tracked its superrotation, noting that it spun slightly faster than the rest of the Earth. But new seismic data analyzed in 2026 has confirmed that this rotation hasn't just slowed down, it has essentially paused relative to the surface, and may now be beginning to rotate in the opposite direction. Scientists analyzing seismic waves from massive doublet earthquakes have discovered that the travel times of these waves have shifted significantly, signaling that the core is no longer aligned with the patterns we have seen for the last 50 years.
But the most shocking discovery to emerge this month isn't just about speed, it's about shape. New research has revealed that the Earth's inner core is actually shape-shifting. We used to think of the core as a perfect, static ball of iron and nickel, but high-resolution seismic waveforms now show that the surface of the inner core is undergoing massive structural alterations. Intense pressures and turbulent flows in the outer core are literally deforming the edges of the inner core by over 100 meters in some areas. This suggests that the center of our planet is far more dynamic and volatile than we ever dared to imagine. We are seeing a viscous deformation that repeats in cycles, essentially reshaping the heart of our world in real time, creating a landscape of metal mountains and valleys that shift deep within the planet.
The consequences of this internal shift are already beginning to ripple up to the surface in ways that affect our most basic technologies. One of the most immediate effects is a change in the very length of our days. As the core slows its spin, it alters the rotational coupling between the Earth's deep interior and its outer shell. This shift is gently lengthening our days by fractions of a millisecond. While a thousandth of a second might seem irrelevant to our daily lives, it is a massive challenge for our modern infrastructure. Our global positioning systems, satellite navigation, and even high-frequency financial transactions depend on time accuracy down to the nanosecond. A deviation of just a few milliseconds can lead to significant errors in navigation data, forcing engineers to constantly update our global time models to keep up with the planet's new, slower rhythm. Beyond the measurement of time, we are seeing jerks in the Earth's magnetic field. The liquid outer core acts as a giant dynamo, generating the protective magnetic shield that guards us from lethal solar radiation and cosmic rays. But because the inner and outer cores are magnetically and gravitationally linked, this shift in rotation is causing fluctuations in our magnetic field lines. This is why the latest high-definition geomagnetic models had to be released earlier than expected, to account for these rapid changes that affect everything from directional drilling deep underground to the stability of our satellite clusters in orbit. We are entering a period where our planetary shield is behaving in ways we haven't seen in millions of years, and our technology must adapt to these shifting, invisible forces.
Researchers now believe that this core shift is part of a roughly 70-year cycle,
a massive cosmic heartbeat that last peaked in the early 1970s. This means we are at the precise turning point of a multi-decadal oscillation. When you combine this internal slowing with the external mass redistribution caused by melting glaciers and rising sea levels, you get a planet that is fundamentally changing its moment of inertia. It's like a figure skater extending their arms to slow down their spin. Earth is currently in the middle of that grand deceleration. This is a natural planetary scale reset that has massive implications for how we map our world and how we synchronize our global systems. This discovery forces us to rethink the delicate balance that allows life to thrive on this planet. The core shift isn't just a geological curiosity. It is a reminder that we live on a living, breathing machine that is constantly recalibrating itself. As we look toward the rest of 2026, the mission for scientists has shifted from simple observation to rapid adaptation. We are learning that the great rhythm of our planet is far more complex and powerful than we ever realized. And the deeper we look into the abyss beneath us, the more we find that the center of the Earth holds the ultimate keys to our collective future.
The question is, now that we know the very core of our world is in flux, how does it change your sense of stability? Are we truly ready to navigate a world where even time and the direction of north are moving targets? Let me know in the comments. Is this the planet's way of hitting the reset button on a global scale? I'm ScienceIon, and this is the future. Thanks for watching.